Hello, everybody. Are we live? Oh, not yet. Here we go. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Frequently Asked Questions with Fixer Upper Fitness. I'm Zach. I'm one of the trainers at Fixer Upper, and every Friday we do a FAQ or a frequently asked question about fitness. And today's question is what to do when my routine goes poof. And I think most of us can agree that our routine have kind of been thrown a curveball here. Either you're working more than you ever have before, or you're not working as much and you're kind of stuck at home, left to figure out what to do with all your time. And we want to answer this question today because in previous videos, which if you watch or check out our Facebook page or our YouTube channel, you'll find that we have some videos on there that say being in a routine and a structure is the best way to meet your goals. So today we want to talk about how to create your new normal. How do you get back into that routine? And so we're going to talk about a couple different points. The first point is to just take a deep breath. Point number 2 is remember the big picture. And point number 3 is prioritize what's important to you. In just a little bit, we're going to hear from all of our trainers because we miss them. We're not meeting currently right now. We're all doing training from our houses. So, but let's dive in real quick. We don't want to spend too much time here. Let's dive in real quick and see how to create the new normal when the routine goes kapoof or kaboom, poof, something like that. The first thing is just take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Everyone, let's do it together. 1, 2, 3. Doesn't that feel nice? That does feel nice. Take a deep breath and try to organize your thoughts. That's the first thing you have to do is try to piece these things together. If you're been thrown by a curveball by this virus, then you don't know what to do, and you feel sort of unsteady in the whole thing. You're normal, right? You're normal. You're not gonna, that doesn't separate you. You shouldn't be able to just rebound and continue on feeling normal. So take a deep breath, try to collect your thoughts, and think about what's happening before you act on it. The last thing you want to do is make a rash decision and then make yourself even more stressed out. So give yourself some time to process what exactly is going on with your routine. Figure out what is happening. Take a deep breath. Take it all in. Like I said, if you're not stressed during this time, you're not normal. The second thing was to remember the big picture. And one of the phrases you often hear, and it may be for some of you this is a cliche and that you don't like, but it's valid, it's accurate. Remember the 30,000 foot view. Remember the big picture. Try to look at this area, this time frame in your life as the big picture. This is a couple weeks, a couple months maybe of your life. So let's not completely go off the trail here, off the bandwagon, if you will, because of a couple months, right? So remember the big picture. This is not going to be permanent, but it can be productive. So I'll say that one more time. This is not a permanent season, but it can be a productive season. So one of the best things you can do is write down a few things that you may want to try to accomplish and then make an effort to do it. And that leads to our first comment from, from Mr. Hazel. Who is Mr. Morgan. He's one of our trainers at the Fixer Upper Fitness. He says, take on a large-scale project that you've been putting off. And so we mentioned a few FAQs ago. We talked about what do you do when you have no time, and how a lot of us, we don't have the time in the day to do all the things that we need to do, let alone what we want to do. So Morgan's tip through this season is to go ahead and try to tackle one of those things that you've been putting off. I believe Miles had a tip that's similar. Stay calm and relaxed. Miles Frazier, many of you guys know him. He works at the Y and works at Fixer Upper Fitness as well. He's one of our great trainers. He said, try to stay calm, try to be relaxed. We tend to freak out when things get out of our control, but take the opportunity to challenge yourself and set new goals. Gwyneth also said, we'll talk about Gwyneth later because hers was really good. But those are a couple things. So pick some things to do to accomplish every day and then make an effort to do them. One of the things that can really help you stay productive is to just pick a couple things, and that's key, a couple things, and then go ahead and actually achieve them. Now, if you're like me, I like to cram as much things in my schedule as possible to make myself feel like I'm being productive. Don't misunderstand. Being busy is not the same as being productive. So, and a lot of times we can get carried away with busyness, and then we get to the end of the day and like, what did I even do today? So, when you have some extra time, pick some things and be productive and achieve them, and try to avoid being busy. Now, when you do, like I try to do, my wife has to correct me, steer me in the right direction. If you do try to cram too many things into your schedule, you'll end up feeling just as stressed as before, because not only did you not get anything done, but you're still not in your normal schedule. You're going to wake up tomorrow morning and be like, what am I even doing? So pick two things and be successful. So that was number one was take a deep breath, right? And number two was remember the big picture. Try to be successful with a few things first. Don't try to cram too many things in. And this kind of leads right into the third one. The third thing you should do is to prioritize what is important to you. And this is when we're going to try to, we're going to talk a little bit about personal training or fitness. Fixer Upper Fitness, we are a personal training facility, and we do yoga and nutrition, and so we are about health and wellness. So prioritize what's important to you. So you do not want to forget the goals that you set. Remember your goals, and remember that something is better than nothing. You've probably heard that a million times, but it is true. We've talked many times on our videos about how just a little bit goes a long way. There's an FAQ that includes miles, and miles. If you look at that on our Facebook or our YouTube channel, we'll talk about just what are the requirements for for being healthy, being active, and the benefits to that. When all this virus stuff started, we also had a video about how moderate activity, even light activity, can boost your immune system. So try to remain and keep moving. Just a little bit goes a long way. It helps your mental clarity, your immune support, and actual help with the thing we're all struggling with right now, which is stress. So the more you can move, the better it is for your body. And if you're on a specific nutrition kick, this is a side topic here that Gwyneth can speak into more. Gwyneth Bradshaw is our registered dietitian at Fixer Upper Fitness. You can find her page on Facebook as well. But she's going to tell you, I'm pretty sure I can speak for her on this one, that neglecting your nutrition can also affect you mentally and physically. So a couple sessions ago, we talked about how when things get a little stressful, you want to, to make yourself feel good, you may feel like you want to go out and eat your favorite snack, and that's going to make you feel better. Well, chances are it's going to make you feel a little bit worse, and then you're going to feel guilty on top of it. So don't neglect your nutrition during this time as well. So recapping, we got one more point here. How do we create a new normal when our routine goes poof? First thing, take a deep breath. Take it all in. Give yourself some time. Second, think of the big picture. If you look at your life as one long span, this is going to be a very small time. It doesn't have to be, this is not a permanent time or change, but it can be productive. Don't cram too many things. Pick a couple things and be productive. The last one is prioritize what's important to you. So I'll use myself as an example. So I am staying at home, and for those who know or don't know, I work a few hours a day, and I'm usually not home. So between going places, but I am doing my very best to prioritize what's important to me. For me, what's most important is spending time with family, so I'm making sure I'm taking full advantage of that. I don't want to leave this season and say, man, I could have spent more time with my family. I'm definitely taking advantage of that. I got 2 little boys, and we have loads of fun together, but I also love to work out, and I do love to be productive, so I'm having to be very intentional about working out every day, going for an afternoon walk with the family, combining the two there a little bit, and just making sure I'm working on some stuff that I don't normally get a chance to, doing some extra reading. Just at the end of the day, I can say, hey, I did something today. I didn't let that day go to waste. It does take effort, though. It just doesn't happen. So that's mine. So do something that prioritize what is important to you. And then lastly, the last thing we're going to talk about is remember to give yourself grace during this period and be flexible. It's okay. This is a flexible and fluid time. It's not something that's going to be rigid, and so you don't want to build into or work into a routine that you can't get out of easily. Chances are this is a season that's going to taper off, and we're going to be able to slide back into things. Back to our old normal, if you will. But so give yourself some grace and be flexible. So these are the 4 things that I think about when I think about being flexible and I want to be productive. So follow along with me. I will repeat them. You need time to think, right? You need to think to create a plan. You need a plan to be successful, and to be successful, you need to be flexible. So I'll go over that one more time. You need time to think. That's our first point. We already talked about you need time to think. Give yourself a moment to think. And when you're thinking, what you're doing during that time is you're creating a plan. Many of you have heard to be successful, one of the best ways is to write some stuff down, be a plan. We talked about that in point number 2. Write down some things that you want to accomplish. So you need time to think. You need to think to make a plan. You need a plan to be successful. If you just wake up every day and you don't know what you're going to do, chances are you're going to end the day and be like, what did I do? And you're not going to feel productive. It's going to add to your stress level, and it's not going to be helpful. So, and the last part of that is to be successful, you have to be flexible. And if we're all getting pulled a little bit during this time, so I would encourage you to be flexible. I hope you guys are able to take this video and share it with some folks. And if you don't take anything else away, I would the main points here that I really want you to hold on to are to give yourself some grace, right? And try to create some sort of plan and be flexible. Okay, so don't be too hard on yourself during this time, whether it's you feel like you're not being productive enough, or you're not able to go to work. And I know a lot of us have a lot of value in our work. There's more to life than that, right? Find some value, be productive, be flexible, and have some fun. Have some fun on top of it. So I mentioned we were going to talk. That's our FAQ about how to stay. What to do when your routine goes poof. Let's hear from some of our trainers. For those of you who don't know, this is going to be a little Fixer Upper plug. We have some trainers at Fixer Upper. I'm one of them. Morgan Hazel is the other. Miles Frazier, Gwyneth Bradshaw. She's also our yoga instructor and our registered dietitian. And we also have Lydia Hag, and she is one of our great personal trainers. So here's what they said about how to stay motivated when your routine goes poof. Miles' tips, we went over this one, but I'll go over it again. It says stay calm and relax. We tend to freak out and get anxious when things deviate from our control. Take this opportunity as a new challenge and set new goals for yourself. That's a great goal. New challenge, make a plan, and try to be productive through that. Gwyneth says this is one, I really love this one. Find your non-negotiables. Find your non-negotiables. Something that no matter what, every single day or every week, that you are going to do. So for some people, she gives an example. For some people, a non-negotiable might be to take a shower every day. Got to do it. It makes me feel like a human being, right? Or to take a break and sweat and do some sort of activity. I like that one too because I like to move. I like to work out. Eat at least one meal a day that makes you feel good. But find your non-negotiable. No matter what, you're going to do it every single day. It'll make you feel better. Thank you, Gwyneth, for that lovely tip. Mr. Hazel, we talked about this one. Mr. Hazel, he's a go-getter, right? Take on a large-scale project that you've been putting off. That's a good goal for me. It's going to be cleaning out the shed. I got to do that, and I know one of these days I'm actually going to get to it. But that is my large-scale goal. I'm going to clean out that shed, do some spring cleaning. And lastly, Lydia mentioned focus on habits. Habits have the power to keep us going in the face of uncertainty. So this is kind of what we're talking about today, is how to create those habits that can last even when your routine gets a little wonky. what good habits are in place and what habits could you start to implement during this time. This may be a good time to look at habits already in place and get rid of bad ones not serving you. So Lydia's tip kind of is to do a little bit of self-evaluation. That kind of goes back to our first point where it says take a deep breath and think and figure out what you need to do. So Lydia's saying, hey, not only can you get some things done in this time, but you can work on number one, right? You can work on yourself and make yourself a little bit better throughout this. So that's all I got today, guys. I hope you guys are finding this extra time that you may have enjoyable. Please, if you enjoyed this video or if you watched it anytime, like and subscribe and share and all that. We have extra videos about our previous FAQs. They're all on YouTube at our YouTube channel, which you should be able to find if you go to YouTube and type in Fixer Upper Fitness. And we also have some other videos on there as well. If you have a friend that you think would like to benefit from this video, feel free to tag them in this and ask them to like it as well. Guys, we're just out here trying to spread some health and fitness and just trying to help folks live a better life and a higher quality of life. So once again, this has been our FAQ, what to do when your routine goes poof. I'm Zach. Hopefully in the near future we'll be coming to you from our gym and there'll be more than one of us, so I get the whole team back together. But until then, you guys have a great weekend. All right.